Namaste. Today we are going to discuss the essentials of mind management. Are we thinking or is thinking happening? Please check and see. Usually our answer would be thinking is happening. We are not thinking. Thinking is just going on. As long as this is the state of affairs, we must understand that we are part of our compulsive mode of thinking. We are already programmed to think in a particular way. And this uncontrolled thought process can take us anywhere. It can take us into stress, it can take us into depression, into insomnia, even neurosis. That is why it is essential to know the main things about mind management. What are the steps to mind management? What are the essentials of mind management? So that we can bring our thought process and finally our life into our hands. This is regarding what we are going to discuss today. Now, let me introduce to you the organized mind. What is the nature of a well organized mind? It has a very orderly thought process. How does it have a very orderly thought process? Because such a mind is deeply conscious from within. Because it is deeply conscious, it is deliberate, it is willful, and it has a direct, controllable thought process, which it guides. But an unorganized mind doesn't have that much of awareness. As a result, thoughts are just going on. The thoughts are erratic, disorderly, unorganized, and going on and on. So these are some of the general problems with an unorganized thought process. You may be overthinking, you may be doing circular thinking, which is called worrying. So this takes away a lot of our energies and leaves us depleted in a sense. And all this because the mind is not conscious enough. Awareness is minimal in the unorganized mind, and thought is just overflowing. So these are the two types of thought processes we are capable of: the organized mind and the disorganized mind. Organized mind, more awareness and ordered thought process. Unorganized mind, less awareness, a disordered thought process. An organized mind doesn't need entertainment. It inclines towards learning cognitive experiences because it is very stable in itself. A very stable mind will give you joy in itself. But an unorganized mind needs constant distraction and entertainment because it is so unstable in itself. And this instability causes it to dive into some form of distraction constantly, otherwise, it tends to get depressed. So, these are the differences between the organized and inorganized mind. A third difference, which is pretty obvious, is the organized mind will take you to your goals, but the unorganized mind is not going to take us to our goals. So it is so very important to generate and maintain the organized mind And this is what the essentials of mind management are about. Let me introduce you to the steps of mind management. The first step, when you notice a disorderly mind, an erratic thought process, the first thing that you need to do is take charge of your breathing, your breath, because a very calm, orderly breathing pattern ensures calm of mind. Check this out and see. If you are breathing deeply, the mind will naturally remain calm. If you are not breathing, if you are breathing very fast or maybe very slow, then your thought patterns also change. Your mind changes its states. So it is important to learn to breathe correctly first, because the common ground, the common source of both your breathing and mind activity is the same vital energy within you, which is called prana. This pranic energy manifests as breath and thought. So to stabilize prana and to regulate breathing pattern is one of the very first steps to having a orderly, a straight thought process which you can rely upon. Deep calmness of mind which you can rely upon in any situation in life. This is the first step to mind management. The second step is take care of your movements, your speech, your facial expression. These are all behavioral patterns which to a certain extent you can modulate, you can take care of them. If you are too hurried in your movements, your mind also will be all the more confused. It is already disorderly, it will get all the more confused. So these behavioral patterns can be changed, made more calm, can be ordered just by an act of will. But remember, these two things are to do with your behavior. Behavior is not character. Behavior is the external crust of your personality, as it were, and it can be refined. But the essential thing is coming to character level change, changing the very nature of your thoughts. That is the essential thing. So the third step of mind management becomes start watching your thoughts. Don't just run along with them. Let them not take you where they want to go. Watch them closely. As you keep watching them, they will slow down and stop. They will pause. This is the nature of the mind. When self-awareness dawns in the human being, he becomes capable of watching his thoughts and handling his thought process objectively. So from time to time, just pause and watch your thoughts. They will slow down and gradually stop. The fourth step, and the most important step I would say to mind management, is what is called cognitive reframing, or actually restructuring your thought process. This is so very important. This is the actual heart of mind management. It literally means reframing your thought patterns, replacing your negative thoughts with positive thoughts, your negative emotions with positive emotions. In the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, which is a wonderful manual on mind management and something much beyond the mind, going to the very source of the mind, in this book, you have a complete knowledge is being given of how to handle mind in different situations. So we have this fourfold discipline prescribed by Patanjali. It is called Maitri, Karuna, Mudita and Upeksha. Maitri means a general friendliness towards all beings, a kindness, a compassionate attitude towards all beings. Maitri, Karuna means if you see somebody suffering, you should be all the more compassionate, all the more kind. So you are always keeping positive states of mind by doing this. The third one is Mudita. When you see people joyful around you, you are also happy. You are very happy, happier than them. Again, you are retaining the positive state of your mind. And when you see wickedness around you, irritation around you, you will not get irritated, but you will practice upeksha, indifference, a certain distance from that kind of a thought process. So all of these disciplines ensure that you retain a positive state of mind no matter what your surroundings are. So you can replace thought. See, this is the most important thing to understand. You can replace one thought with another thought. In fact, you cannot stop thoughts easily without training. For a very short time, for a few fractions of a second, you can stop thinking, but generally, without deep practice of meditation, you cannot readily stop the thought process, but you can easily replace thoughts. And you have to pause, think, and replace. And to help you do this, we have what are called cultural values, Sanskriti, which means there are certain noble sentiments which deliberately have to be cultured in the human heart so that our thoughts are positive, our thoughts do not go into any form of negativity, so that our bhavas, our emotions and sentiments and attitudes remain positive at all cost. Examples of this are kindness. Kindness in your heart will ensure positivity of mind under all circumstances. Please check and see if this is true or not. The second thing is a feeling of gratefulness and thankfulness towards all beings. When a plate of food comes in front of us, it is time to be thankful. Thankful to all the people who have worked to make this possible. At least 15 people have worked to bring that plate of food in front of you. Are you thankful or do you take it for granted? So being grateful for all the bounties of your life, this is an essential part of maintaining the right bhav, the right attitude, the right sentiment in your mind at all times. So this is another cultural value which is very important. Then the third value I would say is to appreciate the efforts of others. This will naturally remove any kind of bitterness, cynicism from your mind. Be thankful that there's so much good around you. Be appreciative of the efforts of others. Be kind in your words and deeds. So all these little things ensure positivity of mind. See, this is part and parcel of cultural values of every nation, every tradition, that essentially it is unfolding the goodness of life, being appreciative of the essential goodness of life. So this ensures positive thoughts in your mind. And that is why this is the way to be. This is cognitive reframing. You're deliberately replacing any form of negativity with positivity, which is always there. Look at it and appreciate it. That is all. The next important step which we should understand about mind management is our very brain is structured by the thoughts in our mind. The neural pathways, the neural connections in our brain. How are they made? Through the thoughts in your mind. That is why it is so important to make sure our thoughts are well guided, well ordered, positive. Even today's modern neuropsychology will tell you this, that what are the factors that determine the neural pathways in your brain? First is your cognitive experiences, which means what you are learning, your exposures. Second is the repetition in your mind. And third is your conscious attention spans. So if all this is taken care of, consciously you are thinking correctly, then you can be ensured that the neural pathways are positive. The grooves that you cut for your through your thought patterns are good, and your energy flows in the right direction. That way you will not be depleted of energy, but will be energized by merely thinking. Operational principle of karma is causation. Causation theory, I just mentioned it previously. This is the universal law of karma. This law is very simple, I'll tell you. You see, it's very interesting also. What does this law say? Every effect has a cause. Obviously, अगर एक इफेक्ट हो तो उसका एक कॉज है. उसको हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं? इसको कहते हैं कार्य, उसको कहते हैं कारण. So this is a logic actually in Indian philosophy. कार्य कारण अनन्यत्व न्याय कहते हैं इसको. इसका मतलब है if there is an effect, it presupposes a cause, and the effect is not different from the cause, it is dependent on the cause, and if you want to remove the effect, you have to remove the cause. It's so simple, this theory. So now on this theory is based entire Karma Yoga. The laws of karma are based on this theory. What is the meaning of this? देखिए, whatever situation you are finding yourself in today, it is set into motion by what you have done in the past, because every effect means there is a cause to it, and what you are going to do today is going to decide your future. है ना, अभी आप अच्छा पढ़ोगे and you put your mind, apply your mind to the things that it should be applied to, you will be very successful in the future. So cause and effect are always in relationship. This is what is called law actually. Law का मतलब है the relationship between a cause and an effect. A particular cause and a particular effect is what we call law. So the law of causation connects the cause and the effect. Now, does that mean that I have whatever forces have created my present, I have no hold over them? Can we change karma basically? Can we change or no? It is all fixed. Many people say this, यहाँ पर जो लिखा है वो fixed है, हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते. Only lazy people say this. You can change karma anytime through your will. This is the great glory of human life, that you have been given the freedom of choice, the freedom of will, the freedom of intention, and the freedom of identification also. Whether you choose to identify with the body or not at any given point of time, it's your choice. Whether you choose to identify with the mind, intellect, or any other object, it's your choice. You have been given all this freedom. Using this, what karma you produce, that is going to decide your destiny. इसका मतलब क्या है basically? You are in charge of your life. You are in charge of your future. It is not that it is all prefixed, predestined, and I cannot make changes. Through your will, through your decisions, through your right intentions, you can change anything in your life. So karma is not an absolute law. It's a relative law. विवेकानंद ये हमेशा बोलते थे, you are the creators of your destiny. You create your destiny through your karma. And he also used to say, you are what your thoughts have made you, so take care of what you think.